For most newcomers, the word investing brings in fear. Where to invest? What to invest? How much should I invest? Is it a good product to invest? What if it eats away my capital? Big question, definitely. And worrying too. What if it eats your capital? So the obvious answer to this and the easy answer to this is invest in fixed income instruments. Invest in FDs. FDs, where you get a fixed return. You know how much you're going to get. You know, doesn't matter what happens in the market, you're going to get what you see. Well, that was a story a couple of decades back. Now, not that very much. Today, that very same FD on which our father or grandfathers banked on doesn't even beat the inflation. Forget about giving you a wealth generation. It doesn't even beat the inflation. So you like it or not, it becomes quite evident that you invest in more riskier investments. So like it or not, investing in more riskier assets has become a necessity. But if you're going back to riskier investments, what about those questions? The fear, the apprehension that I have. What about that? They are still there, right? I'm still human. I'm still afraid of it. I'm still afraid of my finances, of my money being eaten up. Is there a solution to it? Can we overcome those fear and come out, even if we invest in riskier assets? Can we do it? In this video, we'll discuss the 8 steps to overcome the investment fear. And if you're watching this, you can guarantee that there are many like you who are still there who wants to see this video. So hit the like button and subscribe this channel so this video can reach out to a lot of people. See, I talked about investing being risky. You are afraid of investments. Well, if you're afraid of investments, just think of investing in the stock market. How fearful is it? Many people are afraid of investing in the stock market. The major concern is the risk of your financial loss, the risk of your capital loss. So let's try and understand why investing brings fear in our minds. Number one, because we get carried away by emotions in investing. Number two, we take bad decisions. Number three, we fall in love with an asset. Wow, real estate is good. This company is good. Falling in love with an asset actually blinds you off from the negative effects of that particular asset has. The negative effect that the particular asset has. The negative effect it has on your wealth. Number four, the fear of unknown hitting your finances. And many more. I mean, I just can keep on counting and the list will not end. There are many more reasons why people are afraid of investing in the stock market, or they are afraid of investing as a whole. And all of this has one simple straight impact in our finances, which is to see our capital going down, to see our hard-earned money going down. Now, there is the dilemma. The very so-called safe FDs, which were liked by our parents and grandparents, are not worth anymore. They are worthless, at least in India as of now, which leaves us with no choice than to invest in the stock market, into more riskier investments. But how do we start? Well, here are the 8 steps which you can follow. Number one, going back to school. Well, not in literal sense, but going back to school would give us a picture of us studying with our books open and preparing for exams and whatever it is. Stock market or investing is a big exam for your life. And you have to study for that. That's going back to our school days activities. Start studying, listen to speakers, podcast, do some research before you invest. Read articles, read books, see videos, try and understand the asset where you want to invest in, and then put in your money. So the little sense of doing a thorough research, doing a thorough study before you're putting your money, now comes into picture. Coming back to school once again. Unless you understand the asset, unless you understand how the asset performs, you will not get rid of the fear that you have for that asset, for that particular asset. Unless you understand how the stock market performs, you will not be comfortable investing in the stock market. You will always be fearful. You will always be frightened. Unless you understand how the real estate market works, you will always be afraid of it. So understanding the asset, understanding the product on which, with which you want to deal with, gives you the clarity, gives you the clear picture. And then once you have a clear picture of that, it then helps you to calm down your nerve and then makes you think straight, and probably you'll find it easy for you to invest in that product. It helps fighting the initial fear barrier that is within you. Become more familiar with the government policies, the economy, the investor mindset, and so on and so forth. So understanding what's around the investment opportunity that you want to invest in also helps you ease your nerve and calm down your fears. All of this will give you the initial spark of confidence to venture into something which you're not aware of till now. So yes, number one is education. Getting yourself acquainted to the product, getting yourself acquainted to the investment opportunity. Number two, setting investment goals. Now, after point number one, when you have studied and invested your time to understand and know the market, to understand and know the investment product, it's now time for you to set a goal for yourself. When do you want to achieve what you want to achieve? We have all heard leaders, motivational speakers talk about setting goals, keeping a goal in front of your eyes every day. What it does is, it overpowers your fear with determination. It kills your power and it makes you more confirmed. It makes you more determined to achieve it. It gives you the enthusiasm to move on. It keeps you motivated to move on always till you achieve it. And also, finally, what it does is, it lays down a timeline for your financial journey. You know your time is limited. You will be in your 20s only once in your life. You will be in your 30s only once in your life. And there is a finite thing that you should be doing when you're into your 20s, into your 30s, 40s, 50s, or whatever it is. So that sets a timeline for you. Number three, it gives you the big picture. Take a step back and reassess your goals. Try and find out what is there for you which you're winning and what is it that you're not winning. What is in for you to win and what is in for you to lose? You don't have to lose everything in the stock market, do you? See, a golden rule of thumb is not to invest more than what you can afford to lose. With that rule and a big picture, you get to see what is there beyond your fears. आपके डर के आगे क्या है? What is the victory beyond your fears? It gives you the clarity. It gives you the clarity to think beyond your fears. It could be a picture of a well-funded retired life, a peace of mind where you don't have to hunt for an income to run your living at that old age. Isn't that a good enough motivation for you to give the push to work hard when you're young? Doesn't this picture give you the next big push on your confidence to keep the fire burning till the end, till you achieve it? So get to know the final product. Get to know where exactly you are reaching with your goals, with your dreams, with the target that you've set for yourself. Get to see the big picture. Number four, take a small step, but be consistent. The biggest step is to start, even if it is to start very, very small. This is where most people fear, they get confused and they get stuck in their web of thoughts. They are just not confident enough to make the initial start. They analyze, overanalyze, and they keep on analyzing things and miss out on time, miss out on opportunities, miss out on a lot of things. And at the end, they find themselves, they have wasted 5-10 years just overanalyzing and thinking and trying to overcome and trying to understand and know before they start their investing journey. They are so much afraid of an investing being a risky venture that they simply put off their investing journey. They simply try and delay their investing journey. They simply overanalyze things, and when time comes, maybe probably after 7, 8 years, 10 years down the line, when they really get to know the market, when they really get to know the investing world, at that point of time, they feel, my God, I've wasted 10 years. Now the amount of money I have at hand is not enough for my investments. If I put in the savings that I have now, it will not help me meet my goals by the time I reach my retirement. By the time I want to have that, I want to have this, it will not allow me to reach the goals. And then what they do is they put in everything that they have. That is a wrong approach. Instead, start very small. It allows you to take smaller risks, smaller investments into the market. Your risk of losing the money is small. It'll be within your risk appetite, and at the same time, it'll give you exposure into the market, into the investing world. You would get to know how your investments perform. Unless you have your hard-earned money into the market, you will not feel the pressure, you will not feel the anxiety, you will not feel the market movements. No matter how many charts, graphs, news, whatever you see, unless you have your hard-earned money into the market, you will not feel the pressure. Everything else will still be the same. Market will still fall, market will still rise, market will still be haphazard, it will still be volatile, it will still be the same market. A huge difference comes in when you have your money in the market and versus when you do not have your money in the market. When you have your money in the market, the psychological effect hits you. The psychological effect plays a big part in your brain versus when you do not have your money in the market. So you need to feel the psychological pressure to be able to invest in the market. And that's why it's not advisable to have a large chunk or maybe a major part of your savings into the market and take a huge psychological hit. That is not advisable at all. Put in small amounts. Take small pressure. Take the small psychological pressure that it offers you. Get used to it. Increase the amount. Get used to the increased psychological pressure and increase the amount further. That's how you grow. Slowly and consistently keep adding to your portfolio. This consistency will keep adding to your portfolio. It'll add to your confidence and you get to understand more through hands-on experience. Number 5, your investment strategy. Not all investing strategy is for everybody. Find the strategy that works for you. Find the strategy with which you are comfortable with, which gives you the comfort to invest in the market. The strategy that keeps the risk appetite within the realms of your reach. So this is where the previous point we discussed of small and consistent investing helps you a lot. Invest small amounts in all investment classes that you are exposed to. Of course, well within the risk appetite that you have. Try and understand everything. I understand Warren Buffett says, do not invest in anything you do not understand. Well, that is true. In every sense, that is true. But to understand something, you have to study and you have to expose yourself to that asset. So, give that penny risk to yourself. If you have a 5% risk appetite, put in 5% of your money into something which you do not understand. Study about it, learn about it, and put some money within the realms of your reach into that particular asset and try and understand what it has to offer you, how it works, what kind of psychological pressure it puts you on to, what kind of psychological pressure it gives you. So all these will give you an exposure to a new asset class, a new type of investment. And when you do that, you build confidence. You have confidence in yourself, in meeting or in venturing out to different investment opportunities. And when you have invested in so many different asset classes, then you get to understand which asset class gives you a good, healthy confidence, a peaceful night's sleep, something which you really understand, an asset class that you really understand. And then you would probably concentrate more on investing more into those asset classes which gives you a clear understanding of how it works, how it behaves, how much peace of mind it gives you, how much return it gives you, and what you can do with it. That's how you choose your asset classes. That's how you choose your investing strategy, how you choose your assets to invest in. Number 6, be simple and be down to earth. See, keeping your strategy simple actually unclutters your mind. It helps you take good, smooth, confident decisions. It allows you to be flexible with your finances and with your assets. Versus in a complicated strategy, you have to stress your mind and find out a solution to a problem. You have to do much more work and take more stress than the simpler ones for a very minimum mere profit. But is it worth to take the stress and have effect on your health for that extra little return? Is it really worth it? On the reverse side, when your plan is simple, and if there is a problem, it's very easy for you to spot the problem versus when you have a very complex plan. So have a very simple strategy. Do not complicate your strategy. Do not complicate your investments. Do not complicate yourself. Number 7, finding the right investment. See, it's just like you go high up for a skydiving above the clouds and you take a jump. When you take a jump, what you see is just clouds. You don't see where you're going, what's below you, nothing at all. All you see is simple clouds, and you take a jump. Now, as you come down, you slowly start seeing the land coming towards you. You see the globe from a far distance, and then as you come down further, you get to see the spot where you're going to land. So the reason why I'm giving this analogy is to make you understand that as time passes in your investment journey, you get to see the field very, very clearly. As your time passes in the investment journey, you get to see the field very, very clearly. Putting this into the stock market investing or in any investing world, put your money into a non-risky investment plan. Say, if I take an example of the stock market, if you're entering the stock market, put your money into an index fund, probably the Sensex or the Nifty plan. This will give you the taste of the market, and at the same time, it will give you the exposure into the market. And with your money on the line, with your money on the battlefield, you get to learn the market, a real hands-on experience of the market. And as time passes on, maybe 4 years, 5 years, 6, 10 years down the line, you get to know how the market performs, as and when you study, you get to know how large caps perform, how small caps perform. And then as per your risk appetite, probably you can further segregate it down. You can say, okay, fine, I have more risk appetite, I can take on more risk. Probably you can then move your investments from pure index investing into further down into mid cap and small cap investing. That's how you can expose yourself into the market. That's how you get exposure to the next investment type. Similar for real estate investing, crypto investing, and in any other investing world, in any other investing avenues. Go with the safer assets because you do not understand it, because you don't know it. And then when you have your money into it, when you have the psychological pressure coming at you, you know how much you can handle. And then probably you diversify and break yourself up and find out what is more conducive to you. And in this journey, in this long journey, in finding out the investment types and discovering the investment world, and in this long journey of hunting and finding out what is more conducive to you, you will find out one particular investment type or a particular asset allocation ratio which you're comfortable with. and you can then stick to that particular ratio and nurture it for a very long time. And number 8, finally, don't give up. There will be times when the investments will not do good. It'll backfire. It'll go south. Long hauls of bad patches, bad decisions, emotional hits, everything that was once positive will turn itself down and give you negative returns. All these are very, very common in the market. Don't give up. Stick around. Your patience will pay you off. That's all for today. I'm sure it has helped you. Please like and subscribe this channel, and see you again in the next video. Till then, SG signing off. Goodbye.